Can you give me some read about Jesus, ma'am?
We're like from a Bible college.
Okay, so well, that's good. So, who's from the Bible college? All of you right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how someone is right with God. Right, Judgment Day is going to come. We're going to be judged by Jesus.
Forgiven, being forgiven.
How would we be forgiven? Saying sorry. So I mean, we want to be forgiven. Why do we want to be forgiven? Yes. So how does a sinner become right in the eyes of God? We're all born sinful. Would we say that?
You accept Jesus in your heart.
Huh?
You accept Jesus in your heart.
Does it say that in the Bible? Where? Yeah. Well, you go to Bible college, you should know that, right? Honestly? Huh?
I just started.
Yeah, okay. Well, do you know it never says that? There's an illusion. There's a wording is not right, but the idea that why would you ask him? Do you tell him to come in and he automatically comes in? Do you understand what you're saying by asking Jesus in your heart, saying that? You know what I mean? Say, Jesus, do we tell God what to do? Okay, so by saying you're asking Jesus into your heart, does he have to come in?
But he does.
But what do you mean by that? That's what I'm saying.
Because,
God will come to dwell in his people.
yeah, because of the work of Jesus on the cross.
Okay, so what does Jesus do with the cross?
He died on the cross. His
Why?
blood was shed for our sins because we were born into sin.
Yes.
What happened is the fall of man. And
Okay, that's
because
good.
of Jesus'
She's got
shed blood.
Yes.
Then his blood is paid the cost for our sins.
Everybody's?
To be in a relationship. Yes.
Everybody in the world.
Yes.
So everybody goes to heaven?
No. You have to accept it. You have to accept it.
So are you saying that Jesus pays the sins of everybody and then people pay for their sins and go to hell? Is it double payment? So I would ask you, does Jesus pay for the sins of everybody? Because if he pays for all their sins, are you guilty or innocent? Or righteous?
He's paid for our sin, and
Yes.
we have to accept him, and we get salvation because of what he did on the cross.
Okay, this is what I want you to think about, young lady. If Jesus actually atones for someone's sins and actually pays their sin debt, if you owed a debt and it was paid, would you have to pay it anymore?
We don't have to pay it.
Well, no, just if he paid for everyone's, would anyone have to pay it?
No.
So would everybody be right with God as a result of that?
No.
No.
Well, the Lord is pursuing everyone, but you have to accept him into your heart.
Where does it say it in the Bible?
In Romans, that you confess him with your mouth.
Okay, yes.
And say that he's
Confess
Lord.
with your mouth that Jesus is Lord.
Yes.
And then what does it say
That
next?
you'll be saved.
What does it say the next section?
In Romans, it's
Yes.
saying that all you have to do is confess him and believe in your heart.
Believe. There's a difference
Yes.
with asking him into your heart and believing in your
Yes.
heart. When you believe Jesus, you're basically saying he's done something for you.
Right.
So we're not asking him to come in, we're trusting that he has done something for us.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to get you to see, never to use that phrase because we don't ask him it because the Bible doesn't say that. We should believe in Jesus.
Right.
We should trust
It
him.
says, I'm knocking on the door, whoever.
Yeah, he's speaking to a church in Revelation 3. Right? He was talking to the churches. Behold, I say, he wants to have fellowship with this church that has abandoned God. So that's the church of Laodicea. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Anyway, so he's knocking. In essence, he's saying, he's talking to the churches. And this last church is a church that has gone astray from God. So the meaning in that term is that God is desiring to have fellowship with this church that has abandoned him. And they are apostates. And so that verse does not apply to God knocking on our hearts. What we're to do is to go out and tell the gospel, correct? You have good terminology, but just remember, it's not ask, right?
Yes.
It's believe. Okay, God bless you. You got some good news about Jesus?